Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar, which is dedicated to the topic Age is Just a Number, Embracing Lifelong Learning for Older Adults. My name is Mo Wang, and I'm a program specialist and also project leader on lifelong learning for older adults at UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning. I'm delighted to serve as the moderator of today's session. Today's event is the second of 6 webinars which we will host this year within the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities. Throughout the year, we will be exploring a broad range of topics focused on fostering learning opportunities for people of all ages at the local level. Each session will address different themes and highlight the needs of diverse learners group. The topic we are addressing today, lifelong learning for older adults, is particularly timely and important. At UL, we are currently implementing 3 international research projects related to this theme: upskilling and reskilling for older adults, intergenerational learning, and digital learning for older adults. The outcomes of these projects will be published later this year as 3 thematic reports. As part of this work, we will also host a related webinar on the 9th of May titled Lifelong Learning for Older Adults, Bridging the Great Digital Divide. We warmly invite you to join us for that session as well. Come back to today, we are turning our focus to city-level policies and strategies, exploring how cities are embracing lifelong learning for older adults in practical and inclusive ways. Cities are where policies meet people. They are uniquely positioned to understand local needs, coordinate stakeholders, and deliver concrete support that makes lifelong learning accessible and meaningful in older adults' daily lives. Let me first give you a quick overview of today's agenda. First, we will hear from Mr. Tiago Eric Giza, Technical Officer, World Health Organization, Global Network for Age-Friendly Cities and Communities. We will then have presentations from 2 learning cities, Nilambur, India, and Belfast, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Following these interventions, we will proceed to an open discussion with questions from all the participants. We have quite a packed agenda, therefore I would like to remind all speakers to strictly stick to the time as much as you can. Lastly, a few key technical details to keep you informed. First, the event is being recorded and will later be available on the UL website. Please use the chat box for any comments you may have. Please use the Q&A box for any questions you have for the speakers. We will definitely do our best to respond to as many of your questions as possible. Very luckily, we have interpretations in many languages, in Arabic, French, Spanish, Korean, and Chinese. And I would like to take this chance to thank all of our partners who are supporting us with language interpretation. Korean interpretation is kindly provided by the Learning City of Goyang in the Republic of Korea. Chinese interpretation is provided by the Shanghai Municipal Institute for Lifelong Education, SMILE, in the People's Republic of China. For Arabic, interpretation is provided by the Regional Center of Quality and Excellence in Education, RCQE, under the auspices of UNESCO, located in Jubail, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much to our partners for making this webinar more accessible through your support. Okay, without any further delay, let me invite Mr. Tiago Eric Giza. He will provide expert input to today's webinar, drawing on his experience leading the WHO Global Network for Age-Friendly Cities and Communities. So Tiago, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mo, and thank you very much, colleagues, for your kind invitation. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today and to already see how much these two networks have in common, both the network for learning cities as well as WHO Global Network for Age-Friendly Cities and Communities. I would like to touch a bit on the background as to why we should be investing on healthy aging, the role of the WHO Global Network, and then, of course, how it relates to today's topic, which is really lifelong learning, ensuring that people continue to grow and learn as they age. To start with, I would just like to highlight something that is not news to anyone in this room. We are living longer lives. And this is perhaps the single most remarkable achievement of humankind. And that is true across the globe. Now, the not so positive news is that despite the fact that we are living longer lives, we are not necessarily living healthier lives. And what you see in these graphs there on the two lines on top are the life expectancy for women and men, both at birth and at age 60. The two lines at the bottom of these two graphs are the years lived in good health. And as you can see, we're not being able to bridge this gap between the years lived and the years lived in good health. So that is to say that we managed to add years to life. Now it is time to add life to years. And that's precisely what the UN Decade of Healthy Aging is pushing for. It's this concerted global effort to try and improve the lives of people and make sure that we all age well across the globe. Now, age-friendly environments is one of the action areas of the decade, and ensuring that communities foster the abilities of older people, including, of course, the ability to continue learning, is a very important aspect of that global agenda. Now, by environments here, I think it's important for us to understand that we're not just talking about the built environment. And otherwise, there would be little to say when it comes to lifelong learning. But we're really talking about every single factor in the external world that forms the context of an individual's life. So that, of course, is related to the built environment, but also the social environment we live in. Now, the people that we have around us, their attitudes, their values, but also the systems and the services that these systems provide, including, of course, the educational system and many others. So it's a very comprehensive look into the environment. And we know that intervening in the environments will really help us make sure that we live and age well. An age-friendly environment is then one that enables people to age well in a place that is right for them, to continue to develop personally, and that is particularly important for today's conversation, to be included. No, there are very limited learning options if we're not included in society, to contribute to our communities, to enjoy independence and good health. So back in 2007, WHO has actually consulted with older people from all around the world, and we derived a seminal guide on what age-friendly cities would be and how to get to age-friendly environments towards that approach. And we've seen over the years that developing age-friendly cities and communities is indeed a proven way to create age-friendly environments. And what we heard from this global consultation is that there are at least 8 domains where we should intervene, including for lifelong learning. And that ranges from housing to social participation, respect and social inclusion, civic participation and employment, and many others. But very important in the framework is the meaningful engagement of older people. And this is for us, perhaps the single most important opportunity that the network provides for lifelong learning, which is really through the age-friendly praxis that one has in developing this age-friendly journey at the local level. Because people in age-friendly communities are not just beneficiaries of what we do, with our communities, but they're really directly engaged in the decision-making. They're leading or co-implementing activities, and they're involved in participatory research and learning opportunities. So for us, there's really a unique value in that practices for lifelong learning process. And here you just see in front of you an example of an exchange meeting led by older people between different age-friendly communities in the countryside of Spain. Now, since 2010, we have launched the WHO Global Network for Age-Friendly Cities and Communities, which now has over 1,700 members in more than 60 countries. And I'm very pleased to see that many of our cities actually overlap. And all of those cities are committed to become more age-friendly. Any city, community, or subnational level of government that is part of the WHO member states can join. The application is done directly. It takes the commitment from the highest political authority, which we oftentimes call a mayor, the use of a common methodology, which is the one I've just mentioned that is highlighted on our guidance, and the sharing, being a very active member of the global network, with at least the submission of one age-friendly practice per year. And we try to compile some of those amazing innovations that cities and communities are doing to become more age-friendly in our global database of age-friendly practices, which now has almost 1,000 concrete activities implemented by network members to make their communities better places to grow older. And I've just brought some of them to highlight what the network is doing. And as you can see in this map, there's a lot of diversity on which elements those practices are addressing or where those practices are coming from, as you can see in the extensive list of countries where we are receiving contributions from. So I will not have the chance to go through the 900 ones and even less on the ones that are specifically related to lifelong learning. So I just brought a couple examples here for our discussion. Starting with an example from the US, the city of Montclair, that has actually created, as part of their age-friendly initiatives, an Institute for Lifelong Learning. And interestingly, there was an amazing success. So from one year to another, they had a 50% increase in the number of students and classes that they provided. There's also another very interesting example now coming from Onda in Spain, where they implemented intergenerational social gardening with the purpose of sharing knowledge and experiences across generations, but also to promote physical activity, to foster social connectedness. So a lot of outcomes involved in a single, relatively simple initiative. Again, very successful, already being replicated in some other cities as well. Mo has also mentioned, in addition to intergenerational learning, aspects related to the digital learning. And this is something that many age-friendly cities and communities are investing a lot of time and energy on. And I bring here one example from a city in the south of Brazil, Veranópolis, that has a very interesting initiative to provide digital inclusion courses for older people. And interestingly, one thing that they've realized was that the main barrier for older people to actually continue learning was self-directed ageism, was their perception that they were old enough, they were older, too old to learn. We know that this is absolutely not true, but this was one of the elements they had to overcome and they had to address in order for people to continue learning and developing, including for digital literacy. Here is another example from Bristol in the UK. We know that in the UK, for example, we expect to have a third of the workforce having 50 years or more very soon. And here is a workshop held for employers on how they should become more age-friendly. And one of the elements of the pledge is precisely to continue developing people, no matter how old they are. Now, important for people to continue learning at work as well. Another interesting example, lifelong learning is not just for people that have maintained their intrinsic cognitive capacity, but also for those that have lost it to some extent. And here we have a remarkable example coming from Australia for people living with dementia. So opportunities for people to continue learning while living with dementia. Some very interesting initiatives, the Memory Cafe, the Art and Soul program, the Love Fest, just to name a few of the initiatives that Melville is putting in place for that. And then one last practice that I would like to highlight is also a number of initiatives led by universities on co-participatory research, where we bring communities and researchers to co-design and co-develop research together. So this is, again, another remarkable example on how we can ensure lifelong learning through age-friendly initiatives. We have regular encounters, and I think that these are also great opportunities for us to exchange and learn from one another in our age-friendly journey. Of course, there's a lot of investment done to train people on how to lead for aging, whether you're a civil society organization, a focal point of one of those age-friendly programs, a policymaker. We do need to learn how to lead as well. And this is one aspect that we spend a lot of time and energy on. And last but not least, if your colleagues are interested to know more about age-friendly environments at large and how it relates to lifelong learning through the WHO Global Network for Age-Friendly Cities and Communities, I really invite you to have a look at our introductory virtual age-friendly environments course that is already available online on the WHO PAHO Virtual Campus for Public Health. So again, one more opportunity for us all to continue learning as well. So that's all from my side. Again, thank you very much for the invitation, and I very much look forward to the Q&A and the discussion, and of course, the presentation of my dear panelist fellows. Thank you, Mo.
Thank you, Tiago. Really, thank you so much for guiding us through this global trends of population aging, and also for sharing these many interesting and very inspiring initiatives you are leading on this platform of WHO Age-Friendly Global Network. I would like to highlight that indeed, many cities in the UNESCO GNLC are also members of WHO Age-Friendly Network. So for example, our speaker today, the city of Belfast. So it's very much our hope that member cities can benefit from the strengths of both networks, leveraging their resources and opportunities to build more age-friendly, inclusive, and resilient communities grounded in a lifelong learning approach. So colleagues, dear participants, before we hand over to the speakers from the two UNESCO learning cities, I would like to engage all of you with a quick question about older adults and lifelong learning. Please take a moment to visit slido.com and enter the code, which will be shared in the chat shortly. So I saw my colleague Nina already shared it in the chat box. Please visit there. So the question we have prepared for today's webinar is, in your opinion, what kinds of activities are most effective in helping older adults continue learning and stay active? I will give you a few moments to submit your responses. And as the answers come in, we will see the word cloud begin to take shape. The larger the word, the most popular the answer is. The larger the cloud, sorry, and the most popular the answer is. So we have now health literacy, art, intergenerational activities. So the question I can repeat. In your opinion, what kinds of activities are most effective in helping older adults continue learning and stay active? Regular meetings, now we have. Social activities. Oh, now we have so many coming in. Schools, dancing. Okay. So the biggest cloud is the social activities, which emphasize very much the social connections, the social engagements for older adults. And this is also very much the GNLC and also the WHO age-friendly network have been emphasizing the community-based approach. Also now digital literacy, storytelling coming in. Okay, I guess the final winner, the biggest cloud is social activities. Thank you so much. I think we cannot echo with all of you more. We can continue our presentations, listen to the other two cities. Also, maybe they can share a reflection on the importance of social engagement, social activities for older adults for their lifelong learning. Now let's give the floor to Mr. Amar Koya, Chief Program Officer in the Learning City project of Nilambur, India, and Director of Jan Shikshan, Zanzan Malappuram. He will share how his city is embracing lifelong learning for older adults. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, giving for this fantastic opportunity to me for sharing this idea of Nilambur. Good evening. In here, the good evening time, and somebody is a good morning and good afternoon to all the participants attending this webinar. For Nilambur city, I would like to invite all of you to share my to watch my idea what we are doing in our city as part of the age is just a number, embracing lifelong learning for older adults. You know, the Nilambur city is one of the south part in India, and we are a small city. Only the population is coming around 70,000, and we are doing some innovative work in here for promoting the lifelong learning for older adults. Next. We have an approach. This is our approach. Identify the old age population in the city, and we are identified about 9,000 numbers. We are considered as the adult. The old is considered as the age of the 55. And conducted detailed data collection, including socio-economic, financial health, source of income, time spending, mental and psychological happiness, everything's we covered in the survey. And we formed the self-help groups. Self-help groups, when members of the old age, they are coming into a common place and they are sitting together and they are making a committee and they are planning and they're engaging some kinds of activities. These are the things. These are the first step we implemented as part of the old age. Then the brainstorming session. What kind of activities we can do and what are the problems they have and how we can go forward. This is that's interesting activities engagement we promote as part of the learning city of for promoting the old age. Next. What are the major objectives? These are the major objectives: to bring self-sufficiency among the old age community through skill upgradation, small kind of entrepreneurship, and other engagements. We are also promoted these types of activities among the old age community to ensure the health of for all beneficiaries through the daily exercise. We are regulator. We are trained them to how to conduct the daily exercise yoga. All of you know maybe the yoga and counseling, medical support, games, local tours, discussions, and other activities. All these activities we promote as part of the old age literacy or old age promotion to bring sustainable development among the senior citizen through various activities such like agriculture, animal husbandry, skill training and upgradation of skill training, digital literacy, even AI literacy. We are also implemented the artificial intelligence literacy among the these communities. This is the bring collective efforts to ensure the well-being of the senior citizen with the collaboration of convergence of the various stakeholders, all kinds of stakeholders. We convene the meeting of all kinds of stakeholders and They are also supported for bringing the old age literacy and their engagement. Next. The major activities. I have put some pictures to understand what are the activities. These are the skill training upgradation program. The senior citizens, they are coming for this training. It shows us the pottery making, pottery. There are some kinds of beautiful pottery making and pottery painting. All kinds of activities have given as part of the training program. These are the old age people. They are attended some training programs, and we have given some certificates for everybody knows of the NSQF aligned. We have the NSQF aligned courses, and we are provided some kinds of activities. For example, it's a carpenter. There he has no certificate, he has no approval, he has no recognition. He's the oldest person, but we are giving the training program and we are conducting an assessment and we are provided the certificate to them. That certificate, the older citizen, older people, they have got a recognition from the society because they have the uh, good certificates with the government logos and with the approval of the government. Next. Skill training. Some women participants also. We are conducting the training program for the women participants. About the 60% of the participants are women. They're very actively they're participating all the programs. Okay. The happiness campaign. Another campaign we are conducting the happiness campaign. Happy for all household, all senior citizen. And they are coming in a common place and we are conducting local tours and we are gathering in local parks and they are making dance and they are making some kinds of singing, all kinds of activities they are doing as part of the promotion of the senior citizen. Okay. Cinema. All the older citizens are coming together and they are watching cinemas. And the cinema watching, they made some more happiness among to them and they have got some kinds of appreciation. These are the activities we promoted as part of the program of the Learning City of Nilambur. Okay. And we are also created a secure environment to them. Mobile medical units. We have created the mobile medical units, 3 medical units. Every 3 months, the medical units are going to visiting their household and they are taking all kinds of checkups and we are providing the results, some kinds of medicinal supports. All these things be provided to the older citizens. Special training in stress management and yoga therapy. In India, yoga is very famous. Everybody is very much interested. There, the mental satisfaction they are getting, physical satisfaction they are getting, some kinds of small kinds of exercise. It is possible through the yoga therapy. Laughing therapy also, laughing. Everybody is sitting together and they are making laughing, and laughing therapy is also planning as part of this program. Monthly teeth checkup campaign. Everybody is there are some problems. We are identified there are some problems in their teeth and we are created teeth checkup campaign in every month and it is also helped them to make more happiness and they are laughing with they are smiling with their new teeth and we are also provided some teeth also to them and they are smiling after getting the teeth and it is also created more encouraging and more satisfaction to these beneficiaries. The women empowerment is another programs I already mentioned about. There are 100 women participants in various types of soft skills, entrepreneurship promotion, vegetable cultivation, and economic empowerment program. All these programs conducted as part of the Learning City program of Nilambur. Digital literacy campaign. We have also provided the digital literacy campaign. You see the picture that these people are living in deep forest. They're the ethnic community. They have no connection, no power, no electricity, no internet connection, no road, even no single road. And we are connected. We are provided like long distance Wi-Fi to this ethnic community And we are arranged one television and some provided some kinds of books. And the first time in their life, they're watching the TV. These kinds of activities were also promoted as part of the lifelong learning. There are their kids. Their kids, they are getting mobile phone, and all they are mutually they are learning something through the support of the mobile phone, and we are provide the Wi-Fi. This is the long distance Wi-Fi connectivity. All these settlements, and we are provided the connectivity to these tribal settlements, or they are living in the deep forest. The inclusive development, we are also provided some kinds of inclusiveness because the ethnic community, they are far away from the city and they are living in the forest, and we are provided some kinds of livelihood methods to them. We provide the goat rearing, animal husbandry. We are providing some kinds of support to them, and they are making more happy than getting the from others, because they are the income level is very less, and we are provided some kinds of activities for promoting their livelihood. Yes. This is the natural resource development. We are also provided, we also promoted some kinds of the natural resource development, agriculture, afforestation, and some kinds of land use development, and also provided some kinds of the beekeeping training, and beekeeping support to the community. They are living in the forest. Health promotional activities also. Every month we are conducting the health checkup, regular health checkup to the senior citizens, and we are giving some kinds of medicines, and doctors are advising them, doctors are giving some kinds of support. For in the tribal settlement, we are also provided the telemedicine facilities also. Telemedicine, the doctors are supporting from here, the hospitals, and they are giving some kinds of volunteers. We are promoted through the volunteers. They are getting the support, the medical support to all these communities. Lifelong libraries and skill development centers is also opened as part of the learning city. There are some kinds of libraries, small libraries. We are open the small libraries, and we are the skill development centers. And it is also helped them to become more happy, and their living condition is gradually their living condition is developed. Recognition of learners. We are also invited all the senior citizens, and we are giving some kinds of small kinds of gifts to them in their festival, and they are become more happy. These kinds of they are giving certificates, some kinds of trophies, some kinds of gift. All the senior citizens are gathering together yearly, and we are promoting them. And at that time, we are providing also the medical support and their problems and the counseling support. Everything we are providing as part of the Learning City program of Nilambu. The women empowerment. There are some example of the women empowerment program. We have provided the some kinds of support through the local self-government. We have provided the sewing machines, and they have started earnings, small kinds of earning as part of the program. Sports and regular morning walk. This is the uniform. This is the all senior citizens are gathering together, and they are making some kinds of exercise. Every morning they are coming in a common place, and they are making some kinds of dances, some kinds of exercise, and they are getting more happy. These are sports activities, some kinds of play. They are gaming in the mud football activities, also conducting for promoting this message to all the communities. Okay. The climate change action about the senior citizens planted 6,000 trees in our cities. Each and every corner, they are planting trees, and they are maintaining the trees also. Every day they are coming there, and each person, each trees, there are named with one senior citizen, and their name is pasted in that tree, and everybody is happy because they are maintaining the trees, and they are getting some kinds of recognition. These are the activities also we are implemented as part of the program. Okay, thank you, thank you. We are actually, we are done all these activities with the collaboration and convergence of the various types of organizations and institutions. I want to make a small sentence about the Indian Adult Education Association. It's a national level organization, and they are also supporting for all these lifelong learning programs. And another one is the Janasikshan Sanstan. JSS is also supporting for all these activities. And we are also started one AI literacy, which is support the Learn Logic. One of the startup is here. And they are also providing the AI literacy to the senior citizen. And all kinds of supports we are getting, and we are promoting, and we are ensuring the all kinds of happiness to the senior citizen. These are the activities we are doing. I got some ideas. Thiago sir, he made a good presentation, and we are also planning to include some kinds of courses. He already mentioned about in his presentation. Thank you for all hearing me, and I also expect your good feedback and another some comments after the completion of the presentation. Thank you once again, the UL team of the UNESCO. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Koya. It's really very inspiring, very rich practices you have been implementing at your city. And I think most impressively is you mentioned this data-informed and community-driven approach in your city to support the older learners. So thank you very much. Dear participants, I would like to remind you, please feel free to share any questions you may have for today's speakers in the Q&A box. I saw many of you already shared your feedback or your own city's practice in the chat box. But just in case you have any questions to the speakers, please feel free to share. Before we continue, I need to make a correction. Please allow me to make a correction. The Korean interpretation is supported by Danjing City and Yongpyeong District, not Goyang City. So thank you again, Danjing City, for your kind support. Now, so please let me give the floor to the city of Belfast to hear from Ms. Patricia Maggie, Policy and Performance Analyst and Belfast Learning City Coordinator from the Belfast City Council, and Professor Mark Tully, Research Director at Ulster University School of Medicine. So you both together have 10 minutes. The floor is yours. Thank you so much. You are still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo. Hello, everyone. I'm absolutely delighted to join you from Belfast, Northern Ireland. I'm Patricia, a Policy and Performance Analyst at Belfast City Council, and also taking the reins for as Learning City Coordinator. And my colleague, Professor Mark Tully, Research Director at School of Medicine at Ulster University, is also going to be presenting the latter half of the presentation. So just a bit of context and a bit of background. Belfast joined the Global Network of Learning Cities in 2018, and we were honoured to receive the Learning City Award in 2021. We're also part of an all-island Irish network of learning cities since 2019, joining counties across Ireland, Dublin, Limerick, Cork, Derry Strabane region, and most recently Waterford. And we've also just started to join an emerging UK network of learning cities. And the purpose of these networks is to exchange best practice, ideas, and learning from one another. So today, I'm delighted to be here to present and share with you how Belfast is engaging older adults in meaningful, creative, and connected lifelong learning across multiple settings in our city. So just a bit of background, like many cities around the world, Belfast population is ageing and we need to adapt our services and structures to support the health and well-being of our older people. So as well as being recognised as a UNESCO Learning City, I think Tago had mentioned before, or maybe it was yourself, Mo, Belfast has also joined the World Health Organization's global network of age-friendly cities in 2012. Our age-friendly coordinator, Joanna Holland, is also on the webinar, and so she can happily answer any questions you might have on the more specifics around age-friendly practices, approaches and initiatives that we're implementing through the chat box if there's any gaps in my knowledge and my experience. But as mentioned, so age-friendly cities are committed to creating an inclusive and accessible urban environments that promote active aging. And as such, we're working to design and enhance our structures and services to meet the needs of older people with a wide range of abilities. Now, we're primarily doing this through our age-friendly strategic plan, and this focuses on supporting those specific groups of older people who are maybe more vulnerable to losing social connections, or whose physical activity levels are maybe below what's been recommended for good health and well-being. This plan is led by the Healthy Ageing Strategic Partnership on behalf of Belfast City Council, and this partnership has cross-sectoral representation, and they are responsible for coordinating the work of many organisations and agencies across the city who are working with and for older people. We're now in our third strategic plan since gaining status as an age-friendly city, and the four main priorities of this current plan are to promote the development of age-friendly infrastructure, to improve social inclusion for older people, to enhance their well-being and health, and to improve financial security. And so I just want to highlight, obviously, lifelong learning is a central piece of that puzzle in helping Belfast to deliver on age-friendly priorities, supporting older adults to stay connected, confident, and actively involved in community life. So I think somebody had asked in one of the questions, a concrete example as to how we're co-designing and ensuring that older people are actively involved in decision making, and I think this highlights from a Belfast perspective how we're doing that as an age-friendly city. So to ensure our plans and priorities are reflective of the needs of older people and those with lived experience, we regularly engage and listen to the voices of older people. We support 6 older people's forums operating across Belfast, and collectively they're known as the Greater Belfast Seniors Forum. Each forum is made up of older volunteers, and they would meet once a month to look at the issues that are affecting older people in their area. And then they come together, lobby and inform on older people's issues, which they then share with and between their forum members, but also with the Healthy Ageing Strategic Partnership that I had mentioned before, who are leading on the age-friendly strategic plan. The forums also participate in programmes throughout the year, and they invite speakers on key areas or issues of interest to them to try and foster and enhance knowledge and capacity, and they're encouraged as well to then take part in training and workshops. That's just a bit of an overview of some of the consultation findings in the photograph on the right hand side as to what some of the older people were saying in terms of developing that last strategic plan, and what the priorities were for the future. So key actions within our age-friendly strategic plan would include the delivery of citywide campaigns, and one of these is Positive Ageing Month. So every October, city partners from across multiple sectors host Positive Ageing Month, and this is a month-long celebration of the important contribution that older people make to society, and also a showcase of the range of events and activities that they can enjoy throughout the year. So I think last year there was over 200 events from anywhere from digital skills, creative arts, walking tours, storytelling, and then we create opportunities for fun, learning and connection. And I must say that all these events are free and try to promote accessibility for all older adults. We also disseminate the Take 5 campaign, and this is a public health message that's led by the Belfast Health and Social Care Trust, but it's implemented across multiple partners. It's been rolled out within the Belfast Health Development Unit, and within our city, that's where our age-friendly coordinator sits and is tied into. And this approach really tries to encourage people to take the 5 steps of health and well-being, and key to that is to connect, to learn, to move, to take notice, and to give. In terms of another way that we're sort of engaging with older adults through our strategic plan is through reviving spaces for lifelong learning. So just one example, I mean, Belfast is doing this right across the city. There's multiple examples, but I just really wanted to highlight some core concrete examples. In the heart of Belfast City Centre, the council purchased an old Tesco supermarket, and you know, when they come up for sale, they decided to transform that into a vibrant community hub. It's known as 2 Royal Avenue, and it's now a place where older people can come together weekly for tea dances. They would be put on by our age-friendly coordinator, and then more recently within that setting, Age Friendly has established the Grapevine Connection Hub, and that's where older adults can come together in a central location to also learn what's going on in the city and take part in everything from social events to skills workshops. That space is free to access, and all events taking place in that space are free. So it's a really great initiative in terms of maximising those social interactions between older people and providing an opportunity for them to connect. We recently had our Belfast Learning Festival, and that would have been a central location to host some of the key activities. The council also runs 26 community centres, which include a range of activities and programmes to engage with older residents in a local capacity. So those who maybe can't make it out into the city centre location, this allows for them to engage in intergenerational events and learning opportunities. And then I just wanted to highlight a couple of examples from our community and voluntary sector. So Belfast is home to a strong community and voluntary sector, and they're driving lifelong learning among older adults across the city and across multiple unique settings. So this example of creativity in care homes, registered charity Commedia of Errors have rolled out the Plays Aloud initiative. And this is a flagship programme. It's not just in Belfast, it's actually right across the country. But this involves delivering nostalgia-based musical performances and arts workshops to care homes, dementia care facilities and sheltered housing units. And essentially it's where professional actors and facilitators are specially trained to connect with older adults, including those living with dementia, using open-ended questions, warm engagement and prioritising moments of personal connection. The Plays Aloud message is really, you know, it's never too late to learn a new skill, share a laugh, a song or a story. And just finally, before I pass on to my colleague, another brilliant example in Belfast being delivered by our community and voluntary sector is University of the Third Age, who are affiliated to the Third Age Trust. Now, I think this exists across a couple of other cities, but in the UK, the approach is slightly different to what was originally envisioned in France. So U3A in the UK is, well, in Belfast anyway, is open to anyone who is retired from full-time work. It has no age barrier and is fully run by its members. So next year they'll be celebrating their 25th anniversary, and they have over 1,100 members. For just £20 a year, members can take part in over 65 different activity groups ranging from literature, mindfulness, pickleball, theatre, the arts, music and gardening. So really just trying to offer a holistic sense of opportunity for older adults across the city to come together and connect with others and learn for themselves and with one another. There's also a general meeting held each month for all members to meet and hear some news from U3A, so upcoming opportunities. And that will typically feature a guest speaker as well. So they'll collect views from their members as to what their interests are and what they would like to learn a wee bit more about in terms of a topic or, you know, a subject. And they would invite a guest speaker along to provide a talk and raise their awareness of opportunities to engage in that activity. So that's really it from a sort of citywide perspective and a voluntary community perspective. As I mentioned, there's loads of things going on across the city. So I just want to hand over to my colleague, Professor Mark Tully, Research Director at Ulster University School of Medicine, and he will share the steps and approaches that Ulster are taking to engage older adults in lifelong learning.
Thanks, Patricia. I'll only take a couple of minutes because I realize we're short on time. We wanted to highlight some of the initiatives ongoing in the university. We were honoured to be named as the University of the Year in the Times Higher Education Awards this year. And with that, we're really striving to reapply to become members of the Age-Friendly University Global Network. And so we've been engaging in some initiatives as part of that process that demonstrate our commitment to lifelong learning with our staff, our students, and indeed our local community. We've already heard about the University of the Third Age on the next slide, please. You've already heard about the University of the Third Age, and the University of Ulster partner with those in research activities, in social activities, and most importantly, in some of our learning activities. And so the university have opened a brand new campus within Belfast City Centre. We've got 3 other campuses across Northern Ireland. And that is a unique space to allow an interaction with our local community. Staff wellbeing is central to what we do as a university, and we offer a number of programs, including mid-career reviews for our staff around pensions, estates planning, and health conditions, and pre-retirement courses to promote mental and physical health in retirement, as well as financial wellbeing. In addition to that, we engage older learners within our programs. So one example is our Bachelor of Science in Physical Activity and Health, in which our students engage with older adults conducting fitness MOTs in the local community in one of our regional cities. And really through that, we seek to promote intergenerational learning and community involvement within our educational programs. Next, I want to show you a couple of examples from our research programs. So I'm involved in the Northern Ireland Longitudinal Study of Aging called NICOLA as one of the leaders in it. And so we use a data-driven approach to understand trends and changes in aging in Northern Ireland. Within that, we take some of that data and we get our PhD researchers to analyse that. So the paper on the bottom left, it was produced by one of our older persons who was enrolled in a fully paid PhD program over 3 years. Looking at complex factors that influence falls and balance as people age. And we use that data to inform various policies, such as in the top right, the UK recommendations for physical activity that I was involved in co-writing. And along with the data approach, we also take a very person-centric approach. So on the bottom right is an example of one of our learning events with local older adults. This was a historical walk around Belfast, trying to promote the interconnections between social and physical environments that you heard earlier. So people are at the core of what we do. And I want to show you one example of that as I finish, which is called the Walk With Me study. This is a £1.1 million randomised controlled trial involving 363 local older adults in a 12-week walking programme. And really at the heart of this was co-designed with 20 members of the local community back about 10 years ago, to see how we can reconnect people both to their social environment, to people that live in their neighbourhood, and to their physical environment, the assets, the parks, and various things that they have. And as part of that, we've trained and accredited 47 peer mentors who deliver the program on our behalf. So I think there's a really good example of training and retraining for older people to deliver health initiatives and also engage in that kind of reconnection between social and physical environment. Hopefully that's given you an oversight of kinds of initiatives that we do at the university, centrally and also specifically. I'm happy to take any questions or comments as we proceed.
Thank you so much, Patricia and Mark, for your excellent presentation to share with us Belfast's effort to become an age-friendly learning city. We don't have much time, unfortunately, and I saw there are many questions actually in the Q&A bar. Maybe we can choose one, and I leave the other questions for the speakers for you to answer them maybe later with participants on a one-on-one basis. Okay. So let's maybe this one. Maybe this one from Aditi Goyal. The question is, how can we measure and ensure the effectiveness and impact of such activities, and what is the scope of scaling such intergenerational activities at a larger level? I would give each of the presenters 1 minute, please. We have to close sharply at 2. So may I give the floor first to Tiago?
Yeah, can I?
Right.
So
Thank you,
maybe
Mo.
you can comment on the effectiveness of intergenerational learning and how to promote it to scaling up this kind of activities. Thank you.
Of course, very quickly on that. For effectiveness, I think it's really important to have partnership with academic institutions and research centers. And we just have a great example now manifested in the presentation from Belfast. For intergenerational activities, it's one of the 3 evidence-based actions to combat ageism. We have just developed a guide on how to plan for intergenerational interventions, because it can also get really wrong if not planned properly. I invite you to have a look at that. In 30 seconds more, just addressing Joseok's question, in terms of examples where older adults are meaningfully engaged in decision-making process. Well, every well-functioning age-friendly city has that embedded in their program. And again, you saw example from Belfast, Limerick, Manchester, Melville, many others from around the world are actually doing this nicely. And in terms of co-designing lifelong learning programs, I would just like to highlight one example from Korea, actually. We visited recently Jongno Welfare Center, where older people were actually leading activities on lifelong learning, including for bridging the digital divide or for bringing back traditional knowledge on how to prepare and sell Korean traditional jams, for instance. So there's a lot to have a look at. I invite you to get in touch if you would like to know more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiago. So now I give the floor to Mr. Koya. The floor is yours to answer this question.
Yeah. Actually, the impact. We are also conducting interim study with the support of some educational institutions, and we are taking the feedback and impact of the program. Each program, for each one, we have developed one key performance indicators for each program, each and every program. There are some key performance indicators, and we are evaluating with the support of the social engineers, and we are making the impact study, and we are correcting, and we are making some kinds of correction and some kinds of addition and deletion in each and every steps of the program. That kinds of activities we are making. Ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Now I give the floor finally to Belfast.
I'll maybe chip in, if that's okay, Patricia. We've heard there some good advice around measuring the impact of the program in terms of effectiveness. I would recommend that you also think about measuring the impact or the process of the program. We call it a process evaluation. So how does the program work, as well as does it work? So talking to the participants, talking to the participants' families, talking to the people delivering the program, to really understand the lessons learned in delivering the program, which factors are local contextual factors, which may not scale to other areas and may need adapted. That really helps when it comes to learning from programs and delivering programs in other settings.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tallis, for this very swift answer, also very practical. I want to thank everyone for your great contribution for today's webinar. I found all the interventions and experience sharing very enriching. And I hope that other cities can take away good inspiration from the work of the speakers. I would like now to invite Mr. Raul Valdez, Chief Program Coordinator of UL, to deliver the closing remarks. Mr. Raul, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mo. It's really a pleasure to hear the participation, and thank you all for the great participation. I hope today's event provides you with valuable insights. Thank you once again to all the four presenters for your thoughtful and inspiring contributions. The presentations highlighted several common key messages, most notably the importance of a needs-based and learning-centered approach, but also strong community engagement and the role of local leadership in driving inclusive and age-friendly learning initiatives. I think together these examples remind us of the power of collaboration, but also innovation in building lifelong learning ecosystems that truly support older adults. I would also like to thank all UIL colleagues involved in the preparation of this very inspiring webinar and in facilitating this session. I'm looking forward to our coming webinars. You can find a full calendar and more information about each event on the UL website. We would also like to remind you that as a GNLC member city, you can express your interest in presenting in one of our webinars this year via the online survey being shared by our team in the chat. Our next webinar will take place in 2 months on the Wednesday, 18th of June at the same time as today. This event is titled Urban Upskilling, Cultivating Future Skills in Learning Cities. And registration is already open. We wish you all a very nice day or evening ahead. Thank you all very much.
Thank you all. Bye-bye. Thank you.